Hi, I'm Scott Weiss. I'm the Managing Director of Commercial Development at the Gutierrez Company. We have been meeting with town meeting members and many residents from the town and the area over the past several weeks and months, and have received a tremendous amount of feedback and input, and have incorporated comments and guidance into our proposal to address traffic issues associated with the development, not just on the Canyon site, but in the area. And we want to share this information with you to help you make an informed decision on it. So the project, known as the Canyon site, is a piece of land right off the tail end of Route 3, where it crosses 128. And it's 15 acres of land just off the end there that will be accessed by Wheeler Road. The improvements we have additional lanes on each and every approach of the roadway as it travels through this area. So that heading all the way back to where Dunkin' Donuts is, we will be adding 3 lanes going northbound all the way through the intersection and continuing up to where the southbound ramps across from and next to the Barnes & Noble location. In addition to the 3 lanes that will travel north from Dunkin' Donuts, we add a separate lane to turn onto the highway and a new left turn lane that will turn onto Wheeler Road. Similarly, when we come down from the south, there'll be double lefts as there are today and 2 through lanes, and then a separate right turn lane as we travel down. Wheeler Road gets widened so that there's 4 lanes coming out of Wheeler Road, so we can keep the amount of time that we allocate to that movement very short. And then the ramps will be significantly widened so that there'll be a double left turn, a separate through lane, and double right turn lanes coming off of the highway. So realigning the roads here and having them line up across from each other allows for the traffic flow to move much more efficiently. You can have left turns from the ramp and coming out of Wheeler Road operate at the same time, therefore lessening the amount of time that you have to allocate from the signal system to either of those. When we look at the intersection, this is a view of the intersection standing diagonally across from where Best Buy, you can see that jog through the intersection where the 2 roadways don't line up, the ramps and Wheeler Road. And that forces the signal operation to have to operate independently on both directions. When we do the improvements and widen the road and realign everything, the roadways will be lined up across from each other so that left turns can overlap, through movements can go across the intersection at the same time, thereby reducing the amount of signal time you have to allocate to those movements. These improvements at the 128 off-ramps, we really have the opportunity to create a gateway and to beautify the area as people enter Burlington and travel up and down Middlesex Turnpike. The improvements that we're talking about doing will be in the same style and fashion as other recent work to the north on Middlesex Turnpike. We'll use decorative signal equipment, do some plantings along the edge of the road to beautify the area. And we're also looking at shifting the roadway over to accommodate pedestrian facilities, sidewalks and crosswalks, so that we can continue to walk up and down Middlesex Turnpike and cross the road as well. In addition to the road work that we have to the north and the funds and opportunities to address longer term improvements along the corridor, we also have recognized that while the traffic from the Canyon development and other projects to the north is limited down towards Adams Street and Middlesex Commons, it's been identified that there are backups and delays that occur here, mostly associated with the lack of coordination between the signals, the inadequacy of the lanes that are here. And so what we've come up with is the opportunity to correct those deficiencies, and to do so now before any of the development on the site is completed. We'll be able to have 2 lanes turning left out of Adams Street, where today there's only 1. 2 lanes turning left into Middlesex Commons, where again today there's only 1. And exiting from Middlesex Commons, while there's a wide driveway exiting, we're going to be able to have the opportunity to have 2 lanes turning right and a separate left turn lane coming out of there. By doubling up these turn lanes, we really address the capacity issues through this section of roadway. In addition to upgrading the pavement markings and the signal system, we'll also be installing some new signage to let people know where to go as they come down towards Adams Street to stay to the right, to turn onto Adams and continue on to Lowell Street into Lexington. But also as you come through the intersection, to know which left turn lane to be in, whether you're heading out down to H Mart or over towards Market Basket, or stay to the right again to continue south onto into Lexington and Lowell Street. So after we fix the bottlenecks on either end of the corridor, we have additional funds that are available to complete an evaluation of the entirety of the corridor from end to end, and then additional resources of about $500,000 upwards to potentially $2.5 million to do additional improvements along the stretch of roadway that includes the area between the 128 ramps and down towards Adams Street, the stretch by Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's and Burger King and Trader Joe's and Bed Bath & Beyond. All of these improvements here are secured through a development agreement and escrow agreement to control the funds of the project that are signed by the town of Burlington, the Massachusetts Department of Transportation, or DOT, as well as the Gutierrez company. And it allows for the town to maintain control over the implementation of the improvements and the distribution of funds that are reserved. Those agreements ensure that the money is set aside subject to approval by the town of Burlington for the implementation and control of these improvements. It also assures that the development can't proceed unless these improvements are actually completed. We will be able to accomplish all of these improvements upon the rezoning of the property at the Canyon site. With that rezoning, there's a significant amount of additional permitting and approval that needs to be done that will take the rest of 2012. We would anticipate construction starting in 2013 in the spring and have the opportunity to do all of this work in that single construction season of 2013 and complete that work prior to any new space being opened up on the Canyon development site. With the investment of the $3.2 million in the corridor, we have the opportunity here to fix a traffic problem that exists today and is going to continue to exist in the future without these improvements being completed.